All right, the comic room, or as I refer to it as the tomb. This is where I record most of my videos, so some of this stuff might look familiar, and we'll see what my problem is and what I'm expecting or hoping to be able to do. So this is the chair that I'm sitting in when I do my videos, though I spin it the other way. I turn it 90 degrees clockwise, so it's actually the back of it is there. So that's all my graphic novels. As you can see, I had to install these shelves for my growing graphic novels, and that is basically at capacity. There's some stuff hanging around here, and this is stuff. This needs to get integrated in. This is stuff that this stuff here and these still need to be read. So that's going to be another issue. Over here is a safe where I keep all of my key issues. This is actually okay. I have a little bit of room here. I'm not terribly worried yet. It might get to a point where I have to start deciding what actually is a key issue and what isn't, because it is starting to fill up. But I have some time for that. The biggest problem is obviously long boxes. Is this wall over here? So I have long boxes stacked. There's a cool Thanos set one of my friends drew for me a while ago. So there's some madness going on here. These two boxes are things that have been read that need to be integrated in to main stock. This is supplies, so I have bags and boards ready to go. I have current bags, silver bags, and silver golden Mylars. So whenever I need them, they're just ready to go. This is this is the current run of something, old run of something that I'm currently reading through. So I finished up a run of Spider-Girl. So as I'm reading through that, it's going into this stock. This is magazine size books. Well, so there's a closet. So I have managed to squeeze in 20 long boxes into this closet. And that's the beginning of the main stock. And then it continues here and goes through down the rows. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are all things that need to be read. They are completed runs or runs that I'm working on completing that aren't completed yet. So I have completed runs of the first ongoing Deadpool and an old Aquaman run and Infinity Watch, and just kind of Howard the Duck is in there. Just some random stuff that's finished. I just need to get around to reading it, like I'm doing right now with Amazing Spider-Girl, or with Spider-Girl. But also my incomplete Spider-Man runs are in here. So they're unread. They're not ready to be read yet because the run's not complete. So one of the biggest issues I have is these two bookcases of regular books, spare computer, and everyone's got at least one old computer lying around that they don't know what to do with, and a katana and a bow and arrows. I mean, wherever you keep yours, I don't know, but I keep mine in my reading room. If I could, so I'm obviously limited to, I can't keep going this way. And I'm also sort of limited to height, because I don't want to stack these up too high. I do have these pretty thick boards in between things to sort of distribute the weight, but I still don't want to stack stuff too high. This is about as high as I'm comfortable stacking long boxes. So what I want to do, what I'm hoping I'm able to do, is somehow condense these two bookshelves into one bookshelf. that will give me more space over here. And then I found some shelving at a hardware store that will fit from where my long boxes start all the way to the wall if I can get rid of this shelf. And it's actual shelving, so each row would have its boxes would have its own shelf, so I can stack it higher because I can get it so that there's like 6 shelves that are that can fit 9 each, so 9 by 6, so like 54 long boxes. Where currently I have I don't know, going 30, 40, something like that. So that will, if I can do that, that will give me a little leeway. But if I need, so I can bring everything that's in the closet out, and I'll have more room in the closet. And if it gets to the point where I need more space again, I can put stuff. I can fit 20 long. I know I can fit 20 more long boxes in the closet. The other option, if I can't get these down to 2, or just to 1 shelf, if I need to keep that shelf, is to remove this bar in the closet and remove this shelf in here. With the shelving that's out here, I can move the long boxes that are in there onto the shelving, and then move this shelf into the closet. And if I did, I don't know, I have a bunch of crap up there. Puzzles, games, Virtual Boy. Anyone need a Virtual Boy? Or even be able to move, might be able to move both those shelves in there for some extra space. But I don't know. My hope is that I can just get rid of one of these shelves. We shall see. So I'm going to start on that this week. I'll probably have hopefully have another video, hopefully a successful video, showing what the room looks like afterwards, and some of my storage issues absolved for at least for now. But we'll see. All right, let's see how it turned out. So walking back into the room. First thing, there were bookshelves to the left and right side of the room. I was able to get everything that was on the right bookshelf and stuff it into the left one. It's not very pretty or very organized, but it'll do for now. So then where these stacks of long boxes were, and with that bookshelf gone, I was able to get this industrial shelving and put in all of my long boxes. So this is all the long boxes that were stacked here and the ones that were in the closet. Up top, that's the first long box. That's the number 1, and next to it is my magazine box of main stock. The way that I've organized this from top to bottom, left to right, this middle row right here, this is what was on top of the stack. This is the long boxes that was on top of the main stock. So this is all of my runs that I need to read or are working on. I put them in the middle because I have to access them so frequently, especially the Spider-Man stuff that I'm always adding stuff to as I get it. So I decided to put that in the middle there. Let's see, in the closet, this is where I had 20 long boxes stacked. I now have some room in here. This shelf is from another room. The shelf that I freed up in here, I swapped it out with this one because this could easily fit in the closet without having to mess with the shelf above it. And this shelf had a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons books, and it was at capacity, so it could actually use the larger shelf. So right now I just have some, there's some supplies and stuff, boxes and whatnot in here. Not very organized. I just kind of wanted to get them out of the way. But there is now room in there for storage of stuff. Then the other thing that I got was this cart. I call it my staging cart. So what I lost with these shelves was that top level area. So I had some surface area on top of the stack of boxes, and that's where I would do things like bagging and boarding. It's where my the comics I had read the boxes that I put those books in and were going to be integrated were in a pair of long boxes. So I could always just throw those in there. So I lost that sort of surface area that was really handy. So to make up for that, what I got was this little utility cart. So this is my staging cart. So I have my supplies here. And I have some surface area here where I can do my bagging and boarding. And then I moved the stock of stuff that needed to be integrated and stuff that I was currently reading into short boxes that fit nicely into these shelves here. And it is a cart, so obviously it's blocking some stuff, but it's a cart on wheels, so I can wheel it away when I need to. Also, when I go to integrate this stuff into my main stock, this gives me a nice surface area to lay down long boxes I'm integrating to, so I can pull one of these out and put it on top here and integrate it in, so I don't have to put it on the floor and bend over and all that stuff. Also, what as you recognize this view as what is behind me when I'm recording videos, that surface area that I had here is also where I'd set like my camera and microphone in my computer, but I can't do that anymore. But now I can wheel this over in front of my chair and set my recording stuff here. So I lost that surface area, but with this cart, I gained that and a lot more. And it fits in there really nice. Everything, my chair fits in there good. I have this is a stool, but I use it to lay things on while I'm sitting in the chair. I also was able to free up some room in my trade and graphic novel shelf. See down here, there is some room there now. These I had to take down. Unfortunately, the Moon Knight was right there, I believe, and the Thanos was behind there, so I have to find a new home for those, probably in my hallway. But with this shelf in here, I was able to free up some space on another shelf, so I moved my graphic novels and trades that need to be read onto that shelf, which is in the hallway, and easily accessible. So now I actually have some room here, and I'll have stacks of stuff that need to be filed and read. Everything that's been read has now been filed in there, and I have my stuff to be read someplace else. So that is it. It took about 4 or 5 days to do everything, from getting the stuff and putting it together and moving boxes and bookshelves and books and all that stuff. But it turned out really well. I have some space up there. So is some, I mean, it's kind of like a doomsday clock up there, right? Eventually that is also going to fill up, and then I have this problem all over again. You have to figure out something else. I think that I don't really want to do this, but if I remove the lids off long boxes, there's enough space left over here, and all the little spaces in here, if these were flush together, add up enough to fit another long box in there, but I'm not super excited about taking the lids off those. Another thing I might do, as you can imagine, dealing with long boxes, 50-pound long boxes on these top shelves, the top, well, I mean, any of the shelves, but especially the top 2-3 shelves is bad. It is most likely dealing with that is how I'm going to die. And if you're curious how I deal with that, back here I got a step ladder, so that's nice and hidden out of the way. But I can pull that out and step on the step ladder and go up and get a little bit higher, so I can grab those things. But it's pretty precarious. So I might switch to short boxes. I can put 2 short boxes where there's 1 long box, but I lose some space. 2 short boxes do not hold as much as a single long box. I mean, I have some room to grow, But I mean, eventually that is over time, it's going to get filled up. So I'm not sure what to do. I'll stick with the long boxes for now. I'll probably wait to the first near-death experience. And if I survive it, then I'll switch to short boxes. You think I'm kidding about having a near-death experience with this, but I've had a near-death experience already. I almost died a couple times dealing with that and stepping on that little ladder and trying to deal with especially that stuff up there. But anyway, that's it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your storage problems are or your storage solutions. What do you do to store your books? Even if you don't have as many books as I do here, it's always a problem. It's always a problem, no matter how many you have. So let me know what you think and your thoughts and whatnot. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will catch you next time. Later. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.